Okay, so in continuing our discussion regarding quantitative research, we are now ready to discuss the two kinds of hypotheses used in quantitative research. So the two kinds of hypothesis in quantitative research are the following. So first, we have the symbol H sub 0. So 0 must be italicized. Okay? And another type of hypothesis is H sub I. I must be italicized as well. So, this hypothesis with H sub 0, it will be known as the null hypothesis. So, the null hypothesis. While this hypothesis with H sub I will be known as the alternative hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis. So what will be the difference between the null and alternative hypothesis? So the null hypothesis states that, okay, in the null hypothesis, it states that there is no significant difference between symbol for between the two variables. Okay? While in alternative hypothesis, it states that there is a significant difference. Significant difference between the two variables as well. So, meaning to say, the format when we write null hypothesis is this. So, this will be the format. H sub 0, colon, okay, there is no significant difference. Okay, there is no significant difference among blank. So, this blank will be your independent variable. Okay, among blank in terms of blank. So this blank will be your dependent variable. So this means that, so the meaning here is that IV or the independent variable does not affect the dependent variable. So in contrast with the null hypothesis, the format for alternative hypothesis is this: H sub I, whereas I is italicized. Okay, alternative hypothesis, written as H sub I. So colon. So the format would be there is a significant difference among IV in terms of DV. And this means that IV affects the DV. Okay? The independent variable has an effect in the dependent variable. Now, once we reject, so let's say, once we reject the null hypothesis, when the null hypothesis is rejected, then we accept the alternative hypothesis. Okay? And the accepted hypothesis will be our conclusion. Accepted hypothesis will be our conclusion. And this conclusion will appear in the chapter 5 of your research paper. And that research paper, or the chapter 5 of the research paper, is entitled Conclusion. So whether you accept the null hypothesis, you put it in your conclusion. Whether you accept the alternative hypothesis, you put it in your conclusion. So later on in our different discussion of topics, we will be dealing with how to write, or what is the proper way of writing hypothesis. So for now, this is the two different kinds of hypothesis used in quantitative research. And this ends our topic regarding the 8 main kinds and classification of research. So now, for the next video presentation, we will be discussing the triangulation approach, okay, to be followed by the research processes, and then to be followed by the different kinds of quantitative research.